Welcome back, everyone, to X Factor Sports Talk. I'm your host, Fred Wisner, as always, with my co-hosts, Troy Coomer, Caleb Wilson. We are X Factors. We're not stars. We're not superstars. We are changing the game. We are X Factors. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great, man. How are you, Caleb?
Another great day here in X Factor land.
Another great day.
Changing the game, baby.
Is today Tuesday?
It's Tuesday night.
It's already been a long week.
No.
But super
It's just
stoked. Super stoked for this episode. We're so stoked that we moved the recording up in a complete day. Fred was so jacked up to get behind the mic, behind the camera, get rolling for you guys. So we're gonna dive right into it, and we're taking a different approach more so than usual to this week's episode. So first, we're gonna start out with a rapid fire kind of game that you guys saw last week, where we're doing a buyout / like trade market edition, where I'm gonna give these two three different names, one at a time, obviously. They each get a minute to answer, and then whoever pretty much either sways me to believe in that person, they haven't even heard these people. So they're coming in completely blinded. I didn't give them any sort of hints because I wanted this to be as authentic as possible, and I want to catch them off guard and kind of make them think on the go. But yes, so that's kind of the concept that we're going at. Caleb introduced us to this game a few weeks back, and so I love it. I love the game aspect towards some of these things. So yeah, I'm gonna get my clock up and rolling, and we are going to just dive right in. Obviously, there's a little bit of an unfair advantage to whoever goes second, because then they get to sit there for a minute and think. So who am I going to go with first? Fred, say a number one or two.
Two.
Okay, I was thinking two. You're going first. So Fred will be first in this one. And my first guy, this guy recently got waived by the Houston Rockets. He's a big name floating around right now. I think they probably could have predicted this one. DeMarcus Cousins. There's no real rumor of where he'll end up. I'm hearing a lot of stuff saying it could be unrealistic for his reunion to the Lakers. As a Laker fan, I tend to look at some Laker articles. So, Fred, I'm gonna hand this over to you. You have 1 minute. I'll give you 10 seconds of grace so you can go over 10 seconds. But let me know when you are ready.
That's a tough one, bro.
Fred's big, not great at defense, so they need just a guy that's hungry. And I assume he'd be going towards a playoff team / familiar situation. I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got a few teams in mind just off the top of my head, but Fred, let's go right to you. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready to go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think you should go to the Los Angeles Clippers. I think he can make some noise out there in LA with Paul and Kawhi. Would he start? Probably not. But I think he could bring some energy off the bench. I mean, maybe a guy that can get them over that hump to get past the Lakers. Because right now, with what they got, I don't see them getting past the Lakers. So if they bring that guy in, do I realistically think it could happen? No, but it certainly doesn't hurt. So I think bringing Boogie alongside those guys, I mean, who's their big off the bench right now? Zubac. Okay. I think DeMarcus brings more than him, obviously. So DeMarcus Cousins, Los Angeles Clipper.
All right. So that took you 40 seconds. That was a lot quicker than I expected. The Clippers, honestly, I didn't even think about them. So good points there. I think they would have to line up some sort of move with Zubac just because I don't think it'd work out. Yeah. I think he'd get kind of frustrated.
It's a hard fit because I wanted to say a certain team, but they're not really in the playoff race, and it's kind of be stupid to really throw them out. But
yeah, but the Clippers, nonetheless, I think that's an interesting idea. Caleb, let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
So a team that's not necessarily in the playoff race right now, but I think that we all expect to be, is the Miami Heat. And I would say I think he would be a good fit there. He's not really a guy that like you expect a lot of defense out of anymore, but I think he's also a guy that could play along like their their bench players like Precious Achua, Kelly Olynyk, if Kelly Olynyk's not starting, whatever. And he's an improvement from Myers Leonard. So I think if he comes off the bench and he spreads the floor like their big men are capable of anyways, and he's a better player overall than Myers Leonard, like you're improving your team, you're improving your bench, you're improving your chances of climbing up the playoff seed and potentially, making a playoff push. And he fits his personality fits that team. Like, he's a dog like Jimmy Butler. He wants to fight. He wants to win. He wants to grind. And he wants like a run at a championship team. And I think the Miami Heat, like, yeah, they're struggling right now. But I mean, I think everybody has to understand, like, the Heat could make a play, like another title run. And DeMarcus Cousins wants to prove that. So I'm going Heat.
You know, I actually really like the Heat. That's another team I really didn't even think of.
Yeah.
So the Miami Heat, that would be the only issue with the contracts that they've paid. Obviously, they paid Myers Leonard like almost $7.5 million, I think.
Yeah, but they got I'll help Caleb out here. They got that $5.3 million.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about the money. I'm just saying, like, them bringing in another big and such.
Oh, okay.
Like, it could be like, why are we doing that? But I think Boogie, whereas he's not necessarily a dead eye, like I would consider Kelly Olynyk like a very consistent big man shooter. In terms of like big men, I wouldn't put him in the elite of the elite with the guards, but for big men, he's up there. And Boogie isn't necessarily as like that level, but either one of them can slide next to Bam and do the job. And
Precious off the bench.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with Caleb here. I really like the Miami Heat fit. I really like the Clippers too, though. But I just think Miami Heat, along with the dog personality.
Who was the team you were thinking of?
Team I was thinking of was the Milwaukee Bucks. That's the team that I was kind of going with. I
thought about them too. I just didn't see how they fit.
They don't have a backup big. And
my gut reaction was to say the Lakers because it's like they're solid defensively, you know, whatever. And then you said
who's the backup big?
What you said before the start, I was like, okay, well, there goes my answer.
Yeah,
does Bobby Portis play their backup five?
Do what?
Does Bobby Portis play their backup five?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
him and Boogie probably getting a fist fight.
I love it. So Caleb wins round one. So Caleb is up 1-0 there.
I have no problem with that too. That's a great fit, Miami.
Yeah, it really is. Now the second one, he's more towards the trade edition because there's it just so happens he comes from the same team, kind of has that same dog mentality that we're kind of hitting on here. He plays for the Houston Rockets, PJ Tucker, and that's the name I kind of want to see where you guys think he could end up, because I think he could contribute at a very high level for a lot of good teams. So I can't wait to hear this. Caleb, we're going to go to you first since we went to Fred first last time. Caleb, where do you think PJ Tucker should go? I'll give you about a few seconds here, try to gather your thoughts, prepare some sort of answer here. Don't want to just let me know when you're ready.
Screw it. I'll go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so a gut reaction. My heart says the Boston Celtics. I made a trade the other day on TikTok sending him to Boston. I think he fits in like well with that team because you know he's played along superstars before. He doesn't take away from anybody. And he spreads the floor, for that team, and he fits in. And it's like, would you rather have PJ Tucker out there who is, you know, going to fight and you can trust out on the court, or would you rather have like Semi Ojeleye or, you know, Grant Williams or someone along that line? I think PJ Tucker has been in big games, whereas like Semi Ojeleye, sure, he's been on the roster, but has he really played in big games? I don't know. Yeah, PJ Tucker, just to spread the floor, bring in some toughness that the Celtics are needing because they're struggling right now. They need a guy that's going to come in and, you know, set guys straight and bring that energy and that personality on defense that they need.
Okay, so the Boston Celtics is where Caleb thinks PJ Tucker should go. And something that I noticed that I'll kind of hit on here since you brought it up, I watched them Sunday against the Pelicans. It was a primetime 3:30 game on Sunday. Great game, great watch. Towards the end of the game, it went to overtime. Literally, dude, their defense was not good. Like they kept giving, like they pretty much just kept playing like you score, we score, you score, we score, because they didn't have a body to handle a guy like Zion. And I hate to tell them, in the playoffs, they'll probably have to deal with a guy who's better than Zion and Giannis Antetokounmpo. And guys in that Eastern, I mean, Ben Simmons is better than Zion. So, like, there's going to be these guys that they face that have bigger bodies and a bigger presence that they have to resolve now and that they don't have on their roster. They don't. Their holes are being exposed. PJ Tucker would fill some of that, and I agree there. I think it's a good fit. I'm excited to see where Fred goes here. Fred, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think you should go to the Indiana Pacers.
Oh.
I think he could bring. I mean, that veteran presence, defensive guy, especially if Karis LeVert can somehow find his way back to back on the court. I think that'd be tough with them, man. Him, Sabonis, Malcolm Brogdon's playing super well. I think he brings that veteran dog that they need, especially with all those young guys surrounding him. I think he'd be a real leader in that situation. And like I said, help them out defensively. So I think PJ Tucker to the Indiana Pacers would make a lot of sense, and I think they could make a little playoff push.
That is so intriguing.
Wow.
That is super, super intriguing.
Thank you.
The lineups they could run would be super cool.
Yeah.
Because PJ for them, man, could run
He'd be a small forward. He'd be a small forward.
Yeah, because Miles can shoot a little bit. Sabonis can shoot some. They all would be able to shoot. That would be that makes the thing about the Pacers, even though I'm going to pick you here because that is just so creative. That is something I would have never thought about.
Yeah.
And it works.
Well, if you look at their team, it's like they don't have a backup big.
They don't. That's what
They really don't have any veteran presence, like real proven veteran presence. I mean, they got Doug McDermott, who's playing really well this year, but
they got Gogo Badazi.
But like, where's the veteran, guy in the locker room?
The Pacers.
That's tough.
That is super tough. It's super tough. Beautiful idea. I didn't even think about it because the Pacers for me are hard, and I'm kind of throw this in since we're talking about them. Dude, I can't tell the direction that they're trying to go in because they could try to win now, but then they keep moving parts. So I feel like every year towards the deadline where you're like, why did they do that? And then it makes them a little bit worse, and then they just continue to be that first round, second round exit.
Dude, they're a 4th seed. They don't even have their top 2 scorers playing or top 2 besides the bonus. I'm saying guys who get the ball and go score like TJ Warren and Karis LeVert.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm high on Karis LeVert. I think he can be very, very good for them. But yeah, dude, Fred, great. That was incredible. Didn't even think about that. Very good off the top of his dome. Pacers, Larry Bird. I'm just kidding. He's not in the front office anymore, but Pacers organization crew, take notice. That's a great idea. Fantastic idea. Now, it's the deciding round to see who wins this. Can Fred keep his winning streak alive? Can he do it? Because you beat me last week.
No, I did.
Okay, Caleb beat me last week. Can Caleb keep his winning streak alive? It's tied 1-1 here. And the last name, Fred, we're going to go to you first, is a guy out in Detroit that has played rather weird this year. He's kind of taken some steps back in terms of motivation. He is kind of starting to be lackadaisical and find his way into just trying to become a stretch big. He's more nationally known as a high flyer. And that name is Blake Griffin, a guy that has developed his jump shot like crazy over the last few years. But him and the Pistons have come to an agreement that he will no longer play until a decision is made on his future. Now, what that looks like, whether it be buyout or trade, there's no way a trade will work because his salary is insane. It's almost $32 million, and he has a player option for $34 million. So he is locked in for 2 years. They need to agree to a buyout to get him out of that contract, and then he can go and sign elsewhere on some sort of minimum deal. I'm super intrigued because I think Blake Griffin could become a signing for a team that takes them over the top. I also think it could take a team if, let's say the Brooklyn Nets somehow get their hands on him, it could take them down. He has this thing about him that I think it can either elevate the group or it can retract to the group. So I'm really excited to see how you guys play this. So Fred, we're going to go to you first. Round number 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go. Got my team
3,
locked and loaded.
2, 1.
I'd like to see Blake Griffin go out to Phoenix and play for the Suns.
Another interesting one.
I think, dude. I mean, right now, who they have starting at the 4? Frank Kaminsky, right?
Hey, don't sleep on Kaminsky. I'll just say that.
No, I like Frank Kaminsky.
Dario Saric plays some big minutes for him too.
But I think bringing Blake Griffin in, man, giving them another weapon like that, I think that'd be huge with Chris and Devin out there, man. And then you got the young guys. Huh?
Who's their point guard?
Chris Paul, bringing back the connection, baby. Come on. I'm telling you, man. I think that would just be huge, man. With those young guys, again, bringing another veteran in there to help along those young guys. Him and Chris Paul, I think, can make some noise together, man. Bringing back Lob City. I don't think it'd be Lob City. It'd probably be pass to the corner city, but you know what? Blake Griffin still got some juice left. I think getting him in a new situation will maybe give him some fresh legs. So I like to see him out in Phoenix. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I think it could take them over the top. I think they need just that push. Just get them a push. Yep. It's because they're sitting fourth right now. They need it. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, real quick on the Suns. Again, Blake Griffin to the Suns is extremely interesting. The Suns are a team that I think are a few bench pieces away because I made a TikTok trade for them. And dude, something that I hit on in the video was that they play guys off their bench that are not meant for a championship roster. Like they play like a Cameron Payne. They play, guys that are just Etuan Moore. Like they play those kind of guys. Whereas, Etuan Moore can contribute. Don't get me wrong. But those aren't guys that you want off your bench, and Dario Saric plays such big minutes and it can get kind of crazy for them. And I really like that. I like the fit because of Chris Paul and Blake having that former connection. I think it makes a lot of sense to tie them up because then CP can kind of explain to other guys how Blake is as a player. And obviously he's a different player now.
I think he'd really embrace that role too out in Phoenix.
I think Blake Griffin's going to have a great attitude wherever he goes. I'm really excited for Blake Griffin to get a new shot, and I really hope he ends up somewhere. But we're going to slide this one over to Caleb. Caleb, really excited to see where you go. And
I'm really excited too because I don't know.
Okay, you let me know when you're ready.
No, I got a team. Let's do it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
The Portland Trailblazers. I think they have a history of having big men that are injury prone. Zach Collins, Yusuf Nurkic is hurt. Enes Kanter is playing a lot of minutes for them, and as we were saying off camera, Enes Kanter is really solid offensively, but defensively struggles so much. And then he's not spreading the floor at all for your star in Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum or even Carmelo Anthony when he's feeling good. So I think you bring in a guy that he's not a fantastic 3-point shooter, but teams have to respect him out there. And so I think he comes in, he plays with Carmelo, 2 veteran presence right there, guys that have been in this league, have been stars in this league, and know what it takes to be great and can help guys out like Nasir Little, Gary Trent Jr., Harry Giles, and even Zach Collins. And honestly, when it comes down to it, once again, it's who would I rather have, Blake Griffin or Harry Giles? And I'm taking Blake Griffin 10 times out of 10. And so I think he just comes in with a veteran presence that they need help out, and I think he can be healthier than Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic. And so it's I'd rather bring in a guy that I know will be on the court than these 2 guys that I'm buying into that aren't going to be there for me when it comes down to it. So I'm going to say the Trailblazers.
Dude, it's just so difficult for me now. That's 2 very solid things, 2 very solid teams. I think he'd fit well with both. As a selfish Laker fan, I'd love to see him in the purple and gold. But
yeah, I was gonna say Lakers again, but I was I'll make it interesting. I don't want to, pick his favorite team.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I like both these. And I'm going to go with the Trailblazers. And the reason being is because while I do think, the Suns would be perfect too, because CP and him, I think it'd be beautiful. The reason I'm going to roll with the Trailblazers is because I think, like you said, a guy that a lot of people seem, especially last year in the bubble, Fred will attest to this. I completely texted him all the time about this. Zach Collins gets made out to be something that he's not. Because people forget that this guy has been hurt for the last year and a half and forget who he actually is. He's a back to the basket. He's not really going to stretch him out. Blake Griffin, at least, like you said, gives Dame and CJ a little bit of space. And along with guys like, Gary
Literally
Trent
none
Jr.
of their big men do that.
I know Gary Trent Jr., Enes Kanter, or whenever they
none of their big men are healthy. They have Robert Covington. I looked at their depth chart, bro. It's thin. They're super thin. So I don't blame you at all for going with that.
And then they can go Rocco at the 3 and then they're getting
Robert Covington's their backup 5 right now, listed on the depth chart.
It's crazy, dude. Their depth is insane. And so that's why I had to slide with the Blazers. I think it makes a lot of sense. So Caleb, first winning streak of the rapid fire. He is.
Hey, good game, bro. Good game.
Yeah, that was tough, man. A lot.
Dude, that Pacers one, that was Fred. I gotta get
Bravo. That's the best one
I can picture PJ Tucker in a Pacers jersey, and I love the sight of it. I'm telling you right now.
That was
I wish they had fans to see that. Indiana would be going nuts for that, man.
Dude, Malice in the Palace Part 2. But Let's transition. And I told the guys I really kind of want to hit on something with the Washington Wizards real quick before we kind of just talk about a news break that happened overnight yesterday night. But real quick, the Washington Wizards. They've been an interesting team from the jump. Caleb was really high on them to start the year after the trade and such. Me and Fred, I believe, were a little suspect, subpar. Fred had them, I think, in like the 8-9 range, if I remember correctly. He had them like just barely out. I had them way towards the bottom. I didn't see how this would work, but they are on a 5-game winning streak.
Right.
And something that I kind of wanted to look at is the Eastern Conference is extremely bad record-wise. Maybe not talent-wise, but record-wise, it is bad. And something I kind of want to hit on with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is starting to buy into the role with the Wizards. I heard a report today. He asked in front of everybody, in front of the whole team.
Yeah.
He told each guy individually to come up in front of everybody and tell everyone what their role was, just so people could become more comfortable in their role. And so that sort of leadership made me think, okay, and then you start looking at some numbers. In the 5 wins that they've had, Russell Westbrook has taken 9 3-pointers. He hasn't made a single one, okay? He's 0 of 9.
But that's I'll cut you off real quick. That's so much better than what he would usually do. You know what I mean? Like
So
you would see him go like 2 for 9 in like one game.
Just wait. Since 2016, the games in which Russell Westbrook has taken 3 or fewer threes, his record with the team is 80-27. That is a 75% win percentage when he attempts 3 or fewer threes with a team. Okay. Yeah. Absurd. Yeah. That's a stupid statistic that is so mind-boggling. And then on the other side, when he attempts over 3, his record drops to 105 with a 48% win percentage. And they're only 2 games out of the East. And again, in the last 5, Russell has, and again, tonight, I think they're getting beat pretty good to the Clippers, but the Clippers are a very, 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 very good team. But Russell Westbrook, let me throw this question out to you guys, because this is kind of where I wanted to go with this. And next week, we're going to do our playoff special, so we'll get more of an idea of what we think our playoff prediction. But something I wanted to throw out to you guys. If they make the playing game.
It's a 5-point game at the end of the third.
Hey, Mo Wagner's playing well.
They were down 25 in the second quarter. But they were the same thing with the Lakers the other night. They were down 22 and came all the way back and won. Yeah. But anyway, if the Wizards somehow sneak into a play-in game or an 8-seed, 7-seed, are they one of the few low seeds that could knock off a top seed in so let's say it's a 2-7 matchup between, or a 1-8 matchup, because I think the Nets will claim the number 1 seed. If it's a 1-8 matchup between Nets, Wizards, could they be a low-end team that could pull off something we haven't seen in a long time? And I'll just open up the floor, let whoever wants to take it, just because these numbers, man, are absurd. And I really just kind of want to hear your guys' opinion.
I mean, I'm not just going to come out and say yes, but like, I mean, you can't, for me at least, you can't say no either, because it's like, dude, when Bradley Beal is hot, there are very few people I would take above him offensively. And when it comes down to it, like, I think if Russ buys into a role, like I said this at the beginning of the year, I think it was after the first week of the NBA games. I was like, it was like after their first game against Philadelphia, he was playing well and he's like hitting mid-range shots. It looks good. And then he gets comfortable because he's feeling a shot and starts taking threes. And it's like, please to God, don't ever shoot a 3-point shot ever again. And I say this because Russ is one of my favorite players to watch. It has been for a long time. But like, if he's buying into that role, dude, and he's like a slashing, just straight to the bucket guard, you have Bradley Beal shooting lights out. Davis Bertans is picking it up. And I ended our last podcast with that. And I said they were going to go on a hot streak. And I said it was because of Bertans picking up his shooting. I didn't give any other reason than that. So it's like, yeah, and especially with how poor the Nets defense is. Yeah, if that team gets hot, you could see them definitely making, a push for it. But I can't just come out and not say yes, but I'm not going to knock it either, because, Bradley Beal's a special talent. And I mean, when they get hot, it could be scary.
Oh yeah. Fred?
I don't really see it happening. I think, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook they could do it, but I think it's the rest of the guys. I mean, playoff experience outside of Russ, Where's it at? Not really anywhere, you know. And I
Robin
think that's
Lopez.
okay. Rob Lopez ain't gonna get it done. I think that bench is kind of soft. I mean, it's kind of like I think about it in college basketball terms. It's like when you have a really good player that just upsets a team, but it's like, can they do it 4 straight games? You know what I mean? Or 4 out of 7 games? Probably not. So I don't think so. That's what I just don't think they have the experience / bench to get that
Now,
done. So
if it's anybody else they face, say it's like I don't think the 76ers, I think the 76ers defense is too good. But let's say somehow they end up like at the number 7 seed and like Milwaukee ends up at the 2 seed.
no,
You know,
I'm gonna throw this out there. And normally I leave the
fine.
hot takes for Fred. But I'm gonna steal the hot take for this one. If the Wizards and the Nets play in round 1, the Wizards will beat the Brooklyn Nets in a 6-game series and go on to the semifinals and get swept. That is my swept.
Here's my hot take.
They're gonna
The
play
Nets
a team
sweep the
with
Wizards.
defense. They're gonna play a team with defense and get swept. Dude, if Russell Westbrook, after looking at these numbers and being like, holy cow, and after watching, the Brooklyn Nets, dude, the Brooklyn Nets offense is absurd. But outside of Kevin Durant, when it comes to the offensive end, Bradley Beal is comparable to each and every one of them when he's going, when he's rolling.
I agree.
And there are times
I agree with that.
where I would rather have Russell Westbrook on my team than Kyrie, because Russell Westbrook will at least give me 115% every breathing second of the game. So
and Russ has got 2 guys that he's going against that he has had the history with, and James Harden.
That dude's going to be so
Kevin Durant.
motivated. If
but like legitimately, it all depends on Russ, in my opinion, because if
he's the X factor.
If he shoots way too much, if he's taking too many threes,
who knows what happens? They could make a move. The Wizards can make a move, add some depth. Ish Smith, very underrated. Troy Brown Jr., another very underrated bench piece. Obviously, if they had to,
I'm just worried about their playoff experience, man.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I've seen a rookie Donovan Mitchell, as Caleb's alluded to before, absolutely go at the Oklahoma City Thunder.
But playoff experience at the same time. These Nets guys have not been in playoff situations together. They're not going like who's going to take the final shot when it comes to an actual
playoff game, like where it's do or die. Like that
better be.
It
better be the dude who's. It better be the 7-footer who can do it all.
But
what I would say.
That's kind of what I wanted to throw out there, because I thought it'd be a really interesting conversation. Whenever I was looking at those numbers, and I'm a guy, and I'd be very open about it. Like, dude, I was real low on the Wizards. I'm starting to gain a little traction with the Wizards. I'm not gonna lie. I love Bradley Beal, and everybody knows that. I've been on the free Bradley Beal train forever. But I mean,
where do we see them realistically finishing? So right now they're at 13th. At 11 and 17, that there's 3 teams above them, or hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams above them, and they're like 2.5 games above them. So it's like, dude, they continue this hot streak. They're the number 8 seed. So it's like, where?
I don't think they make the playoffs.
Okay, Troy.
I think that they make either the playing game or they sneak into an 8-7 seed, which is, I think, still a playing game. So I think they get into the
7's not. I think it's 8. Not wait. No. Yeah, 7 is okay. I like.
Yeah.
Or are you taking the Wizards or the Heat to make playoffs?
Well, let's look at that. Do we expect the Knicks to stay hot?
No.
Yes.
Do we expect the Bulls to be at the 8th seed? Not really. I think they're better than the Hornets.
But I think the Hawks are one of those teams that could catch fire too. Especially if they make a move.
That is a team. They've been very unhealthy. They've been ravished with injuries, and they are a team that could get hot too. I've been high on the Hawks all along.
Hawks could get hot, or they could fall off even worse.
I think the Knicks stay hot.
That's how I feel about the Pacers too, man.
Yeah,
dude. In the Eastern Conference, bro, they like 1 5-game losing streak puts you 3 games below 500, and it's like, what just happened?
Oh, these standings are going to look so different at the end of the year. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
I had the Wizards finishing number 7 at the beginning of this season. I think
I had them 8. I'm going to check.
Give me, if I had to put money on it, give me
Seven. I had him 7 too.
them finishing number 9.
I like that.
I'd go 8.
Okay.
I
So
don't think any higher.
I
would
think
work.
they're for sure a play-in tournament lock.
Oh yeah, that'd be
But,
so much fun. The playing games are gonna be so much fun.
But what happens from there will be very interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of just a question, and maybe we'll start doing this with one team in particular and just kind of highlight them for a week. Because, dude, like whenever I started looking at these numbers, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to throw this out to the guys. So I'm really excited that we had a really cool conversation about that because that's really interesting. And just real quick, I don't want to hover on this too long, just because to me, I don't think it's. But there is some news in the NBA world with the Timberwolves. They fired, kind of the beloved Ryan Saunders. He was the son of, Flip Saunders, who passed away, and he had a big impact on the Minnesota Timberwolves organization. And so his son took over, and I'm pretty sure he's 34 years old.
Yeah.
And a young guy, but literally hours after they fired Ryan, they already had his replacement in line, Chris Finch. He signed the deal. And I've screamed this for the last few weeks. The Minnesota Timberwolves are one of the most poor ran organizations in the National Basketball League. They don't know what they're doing half the time.
Sports.
They do terrible things. They trade awful. They're just terrible. And I love Karl Anthony Towns and free Karl Anthony Towns. I hate
The whole situation's really weird because it's like usually when you fire one of your coaches midway through the season, you bring in one of your assistants.
Like an intern guy to give him a go for a little bit while you figure everything
They
out.
didn't do that. Nope. And so it's
They
like
hired a guy in the midst of
They've
COVID.
been ready to hire him. They had to have been ready to hire him.
I think if I remember correctly, he was a part of the interview process before they hired Ryan. So it's like they already knew who he was, and then he's a well-respected assistant coach, and he's a coach overseas, coached in the G League. He was a big proponent of like the shooting a ton of threes before it really became popular. He was doing it in the G League. So I mean, he's a well-respected guy in the NBA world. So I mean, at this point though, it's like, okay, well, what do you expect out of this guy that you're not going to get that you didn't get out of your previous head coach? Because it's like look at the roster. It's a poorly ran roster. It's a poor roster. Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. How many games have they played together since the trade?
Not a lot.
5 or 6. It's one of those two. I can't remember. It's 5 or 6. And they made the trade like what, last year, the beginning of
last year.
Yeah. 5 games together. It's like, I mean, at some point, it's like you feel bad for the coach because it's like it's not his fault that the team sucks, and it's not his fault his 2 best players can't stay healthy.
I've kind of thrown that out there too. A lot of blame. The first stage to an organization starting to fire sell everybody as they fire the coach. They blame it on the coach.
Somebody's got to take the blame.
Yeah, so they blame it on the coach. He ends up getting fired. And then once they bring the second guy in, they're like, holy cow, this is bad. So then they fire the GM and the coach. And then they find themselves in a position where the players start getting frustrated. And they're like, well, now we need to rebuild. And then they blow it all up and rebuild around 1 or 2 pieces that they have. And it's just Anthony Edwards will probably be pinned with that. But
Edwards is looking exciting, though. I'll say that. That's a bright spot for the organization that has him.
He needs to get that field goal percentage way up.
That's been my problem with him all along.
He's just exciting to watch, though. You know what I'm saying? The highlight plays, like that's something that at least is a bright spot in all of this garbage.
Yeah, dude, he frustrates me to watch. But yeah, he has that elite explosion that we kind of talked about, a few weeks ago, I believe, where we were claiming or like comparing him to somebody. But yeah, Timberwolves, I say start over. Let Cat go somewhere. Just figure.
Well, Cat said today he didn't want to go nowhere.
Dude, guys will say that until they're 27, 28. Then they're like, there's more to this. Because he also said how he wants to build a legacy. And,
he ain't doing it there.
He won't be doing it there. That's exactly right, Caleb. And so, Caleb, I'm going to kind of give the floor to you. We kind of have a fun segment in mind, kind of something that we've never really done. It's a little out of all of our comfort zones, but hey, we're here to have a good time. Caleb, go ahead, take it, explain it.
So we were on basketball. I was on Basketball Reference. I getting ready for one of our redrafts. If you haven't checked them out already, go do it. But yeah, and so Basketball Reference gives us player nicknames, and there were some very funny, interesting ones. And I thought, hey, why not take advantage of this and come up with like a little segment that we might incorporate every now and then? Who knows? But right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9 players that I think have weird, interesting, or just nicknames I've never heard before. And I'm going to give it to the guys here. It's going to be a kind of like a competition type thing.
Oh, God.
So here's how it will go. I'll start off. I will just give the nickname. If you guess the correct player, and it's all current players today, if you guess that correct player, you get 5 points. And then as we go on, if like the more hints I have to give you, the less points you get. So it goes from 5 to 1. It'll be the nickname, the draft pick they were in the year, what college they're from, the current team they're on, and then their first name starts with. So it'll get progressively easier, but you want to try to guess early to get more points. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it. All right, first one. Nickname is La Pantera. Yeah, it's hard. I'll give you another nickname. Black Panther.
Oladipo?
No, it's not Victor Oladipo. Troy, you got to guess.
That was my guess.
Because he didn't do that. He did that in dunk contest.
No,
didn't he?
yeah,
Like,
that's a good guess.
No.
La Bantero.
Pantera.
La Pantera. I feel like
I think it's just literally panther in Spanish, but
Oh. That makes
Oh,
sense.
so this is the same guy? Okay.
yeah.
La Pantera. Panther.
Don't try to put it together because it'll make no sense.
Just give me a random name here. The Panther. Give me Jamal Murray.
No. Okay. So that's 5 points. Okay. Number 4. Okay. So La Pantera, Black Panther. He was drafted in, let me find it.
This is like Fred's
2011. He was drafted in 2011. So we just did that redraft.
Oh, God.
And he was the 7th pick.
Am I allowed to guess?
Yeah.
Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack Biyombo. Bismack. Yeah. Whenever you have the guess, just belt it out.
Okay. I was about to say
Bismack Biyombo off the board. La Pantera, Black Panther.
Black Panther, baby.
He's got one other nickname, and it's Biz. And I felt like that was too obvious.
That's super easy.
That's funny.
All right, here we go. Next up, he's only got one nickname, so here we go.
So we both get 4 points there?
No, you do, because you guessed it right first.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, here we go. Baby Durant.
Brandon Ingram.
No. Baby
I know this one.
Durant.
Dude, this is interesting.
It's so
Dude, wait a minute.
I hope we do this more often. If we can do like classic players and everything. Oh my God.
If you could do classic players, I'd get 5 points every time. Baby Durant. Dude, I've literally seen this
I've
one.
heard this before, yeah.
I have too. Baby Durant. So he's a freak. He's a freak. It's not Middleton, is it?
Not Middleton. All right.
Oh, that was a good guess. Good guess.
Yeah. Because I feel like he'd have a one nickname kind of guy.
Next round. Draft pick / year. He was drafted in the 2016 draft. He was drafted 20th overall to the Indiana Pacers. If you have an answer, just belt it out. You will only get one answer, only get one guess per round.
Panthers and that's Fox's draft, right?
Pacers in 2016.
Edmund Sumner?
Overall. Nope. Good guess though.
That's a really good pick. Or a good guess.
Baby Durant, 20th overall, 2016.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, you will.
Who was good that year?
The nickname doesn't make much sense though, to me.
2016.
Dude, it makes me just want to.
2016. But is he still on the Pacers? Hold up.
No more hints, bro.
Dude, I have no idea.
All right, next hint.
Yeah, I don't even have a guess.
Okay. He is from Michigan. Went to
Nick
Michigan.
Stauskas?
No.
Oh, that's too soon, Troy.
Played for Michigan that year.
Played for Michigan.
It's
Played
not
there.
Levert. Dude, I know Michigan players. Hold on, who was on that team in 2016? They weren't good that year. Dude, this is killing me.
Get a guess out
I'm,
there.
I'll say Levert. I know it's not Levert though.
It is Levert. It's Karis Levert.
Really?
Karis Levert.
He was drafted by the Pacers?
Yeah, apparently he was drafted by the Pacers. I guess he got traded at draft night. So when you said does he currently still play for the Pacers? I was gonna be like, I mean, yeah, but okay, Karis LeVert off the board, Baby Durant. This one, here we go. This is the nickname that started this idea for me. So here we go. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Troy's currently up 4-3. Beyblade.
Aaron
Beyblade.
Baines.
No. Beyblade, like the toys or whatever they were. Fred, I know you know this one.
I know you talked about it on Sunday.
I did mention him on Sunday. Because I said,
2011 draft class.
was he a part of the 2011 draft class?
Was it part of the 2012 draft class?
No, I mean, we only did 2011.
I know, but we talked about 2012. Beyblade.
You better get it now because Troy's going to get it next round. Let's get a guess out there.
Bogdan Bogdanovic. I don't know.
No, sir. No, sir. Okay, next. Here we go. Draft pick and year 2014, 7th overall to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Julius Randle.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you both a point because that was tough. That was real tough.
Well, we both said Bizarre Beyond at the same time.
I didn't hear it.
I got it out
Troy.
a little bit quicker on the busy. That was legit identical.
We'll have to figure out a way to like get a horn in here or something.
Wait, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
we're
not
learning.
screen.
Okay, this one's gonna be
Guys,
really, really tough. This one's gonna be
It
really
ain't that serious. It ain't that serious.
You guys are gonna struggle with this one. It's gonna be hilarious. All right, here we go.
I'm not calling him Beyblade. I get it because he bounces off people. Cool.
Cool, I guess. 7-6, Troy's lead. Non-stop.
It could be anybody.
His Twitter
Non-stop?
handle. His Twitter handle is callme_nonstop.
What? What?
Yep.
Fred currently searching "Call Me Nonstop" on Twitter.
This one, you guys aren't gonna get it. It's probably literally gonna take you to. It might be all the way down to round 1.
Nonstop. Current NBA player. Nonstop.
Chris Dunn.
Who's
Who?
good enough?
Chris Dunn.
That's a good guess, but no.
Nonstop.
Overthinking it, bro. You're overthinking it.
Colin Sexton.
No, sir. That's also a good guess.
That's young bull.
I know, but he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't give us the easy one.
Okay. I thought about giving a really easy one, but I was like, we'll wait. Okay. Second, draft year and pick. He was drafted in the 2018 draft, 20th overall as well, to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Whose year was that? 2018.
Jake Layman.
That's a good guess. No.
That's a really good guess. Timberwolves.
20th overall, 2018. Nonstop.
How would they have the 20th pick that year?
Probably trade.
I'm trying to think if he's like still on the Timberwolves or not.
I can't see my face right now because I'm looking at this screen, so I can't look at all the crazy faces I'm making at you guys.
I'm not sure.
Let's get a guess out there.
I don't even know. I don't even know who's on the Timberwolves.
Just throw a name out.
McLaughlin. I don't know. I don't
No.
know. But-
No.
I didn't think so.
His college.
I'll probably get off college.
Yeah, I hope you do because I wouldn't have got it. Georgia Tech.
Josh Kogi.
That's tough, Fred. There you go. Josh Okogie, nonstop.
I literally, after I said Jake Layman, was like, bro, it's probably Josh Okogie.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how.
I'm pretty good with colleges. I'm decent at colleges.
Okay, this one's easy. If I gave the obvious nickname here, it'll be way too easy. But so there's 4 nicknames on his basketball reference page. I will give you 3 out of the 4 because the last one is way too obvious. Are we ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fred leads 9-7. Nickname number 1, Johnny. Nickname number 2, Swag. And nickname number 3, the yoga instructor.
Yoga instructor. Troy, you guess first, dog. I'm scared.
Well, I'm thinking like yoga instructor, so you have to be kind of
Flexible.
suave. You kind of have to have a little sense to you. A little
love it.
swag.
Together. I love it.
Nikola Jokic.
No, that's not a bad guess for where you were like your mindset. That's not a bad guess. No.
Kevin Love.
No. Okay.
I think of him like the yoga instructor. I don't know why.
Draft year 2006.
I count the year close.
Pick 21 to the Phoenix Suns.
Still in the league. 06.
Jared Dudley.
No, sir. Good guess.
Good guess. Swag.
Johnny Swag and
Johnny.
the yoga instructor. Keep in
That's
mind, there
so
is
ugly.
another nickname out there. I can't give it away, but it's pretty obvious.
06. Draft class. Still in the league. Older.
That's hard because he's definitely not on Phoenix anymore.
No, older guy. Swag. Patty Mills.
Ooh, no. Okay,
How old is Patty Mills? He's that old?
34, 33.
here we go.
Dang,
This is
really? He
this
feels
is
like
where
he's
it's
like
going to come
28.
down. I'm going to have to pay attention to see who says it first here because it's as soon as I say the college, it's going to give it away. You ready? Kentucky.
Dude, that...
In 06?
Rondo?
Rondo.
Okay.
Rondo.
Johnny Swag.
No, that's not the same nickname. It's Johnny is one nickname, Swag is another, and the yoga instructor is another. And obviously playoff Rondo, but I couldn't give that one away.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
He was drafted in 06, wasn't he?
Here was another one that I read out loud. I read and laughed out loud. So there's 2 here. One of them has his name in it, so I won't read off that one. Duck. Like quack, quack, duck.
Oregon. Yeah.
No.
Oh, you know it's right?
I've heard of this, bro. KOT4Q, the guy I watched, dude, has said this.
Oh, really? Okay. Fred, you got a guess?
Nope.
Throw a name out there.
Duck.
I don't even have an idea.
Former Pittsburgh Steeler quarterback.
Delvin Hodges? Hodges?
Duck. I'm just gonna guess a random name just to get another hint.
Laurie Markkinen.
No.
Robert Covington.
Okay. Draft pick in year 2017, 12th overall, Detroit Pistons.
Josh. No. I'm off.
2017, 12th overall, Detroit.
Whose
Pistons.
draft class was that? Who went number 1 that year? Aiton? No. That is you.
That is the Markel Fultz here.
Ew. And he went 12th to the Pistons.
I will say this isn't going to help either one of you. I know a guy that went to high school with this kid.
To the Pistons? Who's on the Pistons? Nobody good, I'll tell you that. Dude,
Random guess.
Shoot. Kyrie Thomas.
Fred, you got to guess.
Dude, I don't even know who would have went that high to the Pistons.
Dude, that's what's beating me.
You'll beat yourself up once you find out.
I know I will. It'll probably make so much sense.
Makes no sense.
I have no idea.
Just throw
I really don't have an.
It doesn't even have to be logical, bro.
Peja Stojakovic.
Current play. No. Okay.
I
Here
don't
we
know,
go.
bro. Literally don't know.
College. So he was drafted in 2017, 12th overall. His nickname is Duck. He went to the University of Duke.
He played with Tatum?
Luke Kennard?
There you go. I knew you had it right there.
Pistons. That makes sense because then he got moved. Yeah.
Luke
Luke
Kennard.
Kennard played together with
Luke
Tatum.
Duck Kennard.
The Duck.
I hate
This
this.
one.
This makes me mad.
Here we go. This is so I know the nickname. I don't know how many people know the nickname. I know it from a podcast, but here we go. Big Penguin.
Brother said big penguin.
Big Penguin. We went from a duck to a big penguin.
Big Penguin.
The rest of the nicknames we have here are animal related, and it's great.
I'm the Big Penguin. Oh, whenever I think of a big penguin, likes the cold. Is a little slip and slide. He's slick.
Cody Zeller.
Who?
Cody Zeller.
That's such a good guess. I don't know why, but no. That fits.
Big
Bro.
Penguin. We've talked a lot about him and his character.
Nope. Okay, here we go. Draft pick and year.
Oh, God.
2012. Ninth overall. Also to the Detroit Pistons.
2012 ninth. Detroit Pistons. Big Duck. Or Big Penguin. Dude, the draft year is what makes Fred so mad.
Yeah, I know. Because it's so obvious, but it's so hard to remember back all the way back like to that certain year and remember who was drafted and especially where.
And you said all these guys are still in the league.
Oh yeah. I didn't want to mess you guys up that much on the first time playing this. Now, next time we play, I'll make it real hard. (2012) 9th overall, Detroit Pistons. Big Penguin.
2012 big one. I mean,
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond.
that is spicy, Fred.
I was just thinking Pistons big man. That's the first name that came to my head.
You guys are tied. Things are getting interesting now.
Why him? The big
Are
penguin.
we down to the last two?
Last two.
Oh, God.
Here we go. There are 5 nicknames for this player. I'll just read off one because we're sticking with the animal theme. Are we ready?
Yes.
Big Panda.
I feel like I've heard this one before too.
I've never heard it. Now some
Heard
of
of
his
baseball.
Some of his other nicknames I've definitely heard, but I'll throw another one out there. Blue Magic.
Vucevic.
No.
Ah,
Big Panda would make sense though.
He's a big, of course. Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez is not correct. Draft pick and year. Also in the 2012 draft. This is probably going to give it away right here. Pick number 3.
to who?
The Washington Wizards.
Big Panda to the Wizards.
It was after Kid Gilchrist.
You guys are going to hate yourselves. I know. And that you guys are going to hate yourselves now.
Did they retain the pick? Can you tell us that? Like, did they, or did they trade?
We kept it.
So it's Big Panda?
Big Panda, Blue Magic.
2012.
You're on it. There you Fred, you got to guess?
He was good that year. In college. Played Kansas.
That's where my head went.
They had
I
Thomas
don't-
Robinson, but he's not in the league anymore.
You guys are going to beat yourselves up.
When he says the college, I'll get it, but
Yeah, you guys will get to college for sure. So you guys are tied. One of you needs to take the leap here. Big Panda,
Kid Gilchrist.
2012, the 3rd overall pick, picked by the Washington Wizards. This is
You got to
comedy.
guess for it because I don't.
This is gold.
Big Panda, Washington Wizards, 2012. I don't know. The name that keeps kind of ringing to me, and I know it's wrong because I think he's older. I don't know why I keep thinking him.
Say it.
No, I'm not. Dude, I don't have a guess. I have literally no idea.
Okay, you forfeit. Fred, you got one? Fred, you got one?
I'm thinking, dog.
Dude. Big Panda to the Wizards.
I'm trying to think who played with John Wall.
Let's get a guess out there, Fred.
I don't got one, bro.
All right, we'll move on. Here we go. College. The University of Florida.
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal. 2012, number 3 pick. Bradley Beal.
Wow.
I was thinking a big man the whole time.
Me too. I was thinking like Cliff Alexander, Thomas Robinson, like.
Well, I was
All right,
I
this
forgot
last
Beal
one.
in that class.
Last one. Troy is up 3. So, Fred, you need to get it within these next 2 rounds. Are we ready?
Mhm.
The Rooster. I've definitely heard this man called this before. I will say that.
He's gonna wake you up. He's gonna be
Fred said he's
loud.
gonna wake him up.
He's gonna be loud. He's gonna be ready. PJ Tucker.
No, not a bad guess. No. Fred.
Mm. The Rooster.
Fred, I will say I don't like your chances because I'm looking at the draft that he was drafted in and the pick, and I don't remember it being that high at all. And you have to get it within this one or the next round.
Become the Rooster.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
No. All right, here we go. Fred, you have to get it this round, or
Wow.
I mean, the worst you do is tie. He was drafted in the 2008 draft, 6th overall to the New York Knicks. And this man is the Rooster.
He's still in the league.
Wait, you said in 2008 they picked?
2008 6th pick
Oh,
to the
sixth.
Knicks. To the Knicks. That's your team, Fred. Come on. Say it.
They went foreign guy that year. Then we Gallinari, didn't they?
Is that your final guess?
I'll go with De Niro Gallinari.
That
I'm pretty
Fred
sure it's
Wisner takes the game.
Wait, seriously, bro? I remember
the
Wait a minute.
Rooster. Fred,
The
that's
Rooster.
impressive. That's impressive.
I'm so glad he went to the Knicks. Or he was a Knicks player.
Come from behind win for Fred
Yeah. There's no way I
Wisner.
would have gotten that.
That's tough. That was a fun. That's a fun game. That's a fun
Was.
game.
That was a lot of fun, and I think we went a bit over, and I don't want this to be like an hour and a half long with our next segment, but dude, that we got to keep that around.
Oh,
the Rooster.
hey, when you guys want me to bring it back? I got it ready. I got it ready on standby already.
We might not do it next week, but then the week after we might.
Dude, we could do a full episode of that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, we might have to.
I'm game.
The nickname. Tell us down below if you guys enjoyed that, because my Lord, that was almost as confusing as it was fun. It rattles your brain. I mean, Fred completely wrecked his hair. My man was pulling.
The draft class is what
It's
got me,
not
bro.
even like the nickname part that really frustrates you. It's the draft class. And now I'm going to go back and like
Bradley Beal, number 3, man. I thought for sure you guys had that.
I didn't even think about
No
Bradley
idea.
Beal.
But
I can't wait. I cannot wait to come up to find some better nicknames.
I have heard that Gallinari one before.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't. I have not. And I like Gallo. But man, that was fun. That really was. I think we're gonna end it there though. We're gonna cut off the last part just because like I said, I don't want this to end up being like an hour and a half and that. But dude, again, really fun. This was a great episode. You guys got any sort of closing thoughts here?
You guys called me crazy when I said Trae Young wasn't a lock for the All-Star.
Y'all called me crazy when I said Jaylen Brown was a real deal.
And y'all called me crazy just because I'm crazy. Fred, get us out of here.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the X Factor Sports Talk. Let me get that right this time. Appreciate all the love that we've been getting on the TikTok, on the YouTube. Don't forget to follow the TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube. We appreciate you guys so much. Remember, don't be a star. Don't be a superstar. Change the game. Be an X Factor. We'll see you guys next time. God bless and peace out.